see, oh, you can hear it too. It is stinking wet. Right, so we've had about 3 inches of rain in the past couple days, enough so that there's a lot of standing water out. And although it's kind of died down right now, it is still sprinkling a little bit. Maybe it'll pick up, it's all good. So we're gonna use only natural materials. The only man-made materials that we're gonna use is gonna be a knife, a ferro rod, and a Laplander saw. So let's get to this. Right, and although it's kind of died down already, I can pick up this moss and you can still see, oh, you can hear it too. Look at that. It is stinking wet. So stuck in a position like this and trying to make fire using less than ideal conditions and not having everything that maybe you want. The biggest thing I could tell anybody is to take your time and be patient. Look around. As I look back over here, although there's quite a few dead standing trees and there's some dead branches on the ground, all these things are just completely saturated, just like that moss. So I want to take a few minutes and I want to walk around, and what I want to try to find is going to be something like one of these dug firs that I might be able to use, right? I don't want to use that one. This one is amazing because it is absolutely monster. A lot of good dead branches. Underneath is going to be a little bit drier potentially, and what I want to do is I want to come around and I want to look for spots where this tree has been damaged, right? I want to try to find something, some pitch, some sap that might be oozing out from an old wound. Just like this guy right here, right? Just like this. I'm really looking for something that's fresher. Look how big that tree is. That is monster. And this bulge right here, odds are there's quite a bit. It's just not exposed. So we'll come over, some more dudes there. Come over here, see what we can find. See, this is what that's kind of what we're looking for. I just really want to try to find something that's wet and fresh if I can. You can see just damaged. That's a good spot right there. Sometimes it'll just be so fresh, you know, it's just oozing and weeping. All this stuff here, you know, this wood here, although it's dead and on the ground, it's rotten, so it's completely wet inside. It's got to be patient. Use what Mother Nature gives you. Now this guy, I'm kind of digging. You see how it started to shoot up? Well, at some point in time, it was growing up here, and I know that there's going to be a ton of sap down in here somewhere. You know, right, that's just filled with pitch. It's just not exposed. It's too old. Holy smokes, but look at that. Look at this guy right here. We're gonna take that. Now we're gonna need to find maybe another piece that we can use. So that's rotten. We may take this guy down. I would prefer to find maybe a standing dead tree, but if I did come back to this guy, what I would want to look for is one that had its top. So just imagine this is sitting upright. This being exposed is going to allow more rain to come and seep into the tree, and that's no bueno. Let's find a little spot here that we can work with. Put some of this back down right here and go to work. It's not quite as filled with pitch as I thought it would have been, but she is dang sure dry. Oh, it's nice and dead there. Nice and dry. Dry. She'll do just fine. Right, and obviously I can't start this thing with a ferro rod. It's not gonna work. So we do need to try to get this thing split down a little bit. Overly too rotten. You can see how wet that guy there is, huh? We're gonna use this as a hammer. Even that's kind of dry too. Now we're gonna take our knife. We'll see if we can't split this thing. Ultra dry dude here. Now we can start to see, got a decent bit of wood that's being collected. I got a couple larger pieces, got some smaller pieces. We're gonna process some of this down into some more kindling, and we'll get this thing started. Water ready to go. If we can't boil water, it ain't no good in being able to start a fire. And not too bad, right? With just using a little bit of a little piece of our brain housing group and some of that gray matter that we got, and using the natural resources that we have out here around us, even after it has rained inches and everything is completely saturated, we can find some dry wood in order to effect a good survival fire. Hope you appreciated this, man. If you did, leave some comments down below. That way we can continue to keep this conversation rolling. As always, until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.